Suzanne McNeill with Design Originals, and my friend Cindy Foz has been doing something fun with Zentangle. She's been doing like the puzzle collages. So let me just kind of give you an idea what it is, and then I'll show you my interpretation. So here's just a nice collage. I've drawn 12 squares and just sampled a different tangle in each one. Here's an official tile that actually Jody Ayler, who's a wonderful tangle artist, inspired me for this. It was so much fun to just practice all the different tangles in those little squares. And here's something else that's fun. This is actually from Zentangle.com, and these are pre-printed tiles, so all you have to do is put your tangles in there and then put them together and they form a wonderful design. So let me show you my interpretation. I'm using 4 tiles, and I have my magic circle makers here. One of them is a lid. I sort of collect these lids now because they're so easy to draw around, and I especially like these clear ones because I can see what I'm drawing on. And this is a template. You could also use a template to draw your circles. They come in lots of different sizes. So I'm going to draw another circle in here. So now I've set up my tangles, and then I like to draw the frame around here. You'll see how this all fits together at the end of the video. So now I'm ready to divide that into some sections. I'm not trying to make them symmetrical or anything, just some sort of interesting shapes. And now the fun part really comes, because I'm going to separate all those, so I don't know exactly how they're going to fit together until I'm finished. So I have this one. I'm going to, I have a series of books, and there's a brand new book, The Joy of Zentangle. It's a wonderful book too. So let's just glance in this book real quick. In here they have all the tangles with the step outs, how to actually create that tangle, which is wonderful when you're starting to learn each of the tangles. And then of course, samples are in here, and then in the back there's actually an index, and this is in every one of my books. So I'm just going to use this index as a reference. I've already practiced the tangles, so I no longer need the step outs, but when you're starting out you definitely will. So I'm just going to take this one tile, one of 4 in my puzzle collage. I'm going to delineate my circular space toward the center. Now each of these 4 tiles will actually be drawn differently. So I'm going to add a couple more arcs in here, and then I'm going to draw some mountains. Just going to work right around the center here. They're basically the same, but if you look closely you'll notice there's a slight difference in the size of each one. Now I could use my number 1 pen and go ahead and fill in these spaces, but since these are such large spaces, I sort of like to use, this is actually a graphic 1 pen, and this will fill the spaces much faster, or you could use an 08 or an 05. Any of those little bit larger sizes would help you fill the space a little faster. So now I'm just sort of a checkerboard, but it's based off these shapes. I'm just going to continue filling this in. I personally am not real good at remembering the names of these, but this one is called Checkered Zag, so you can always refer to the books to find out the official names if you're interested. It is sort of fun to try to learn every one of the tangles. Some of them I find I like better than others, and some of my friends like different ones. Just depends on your personality and what you feel comfortable drawing. So I'm filling this in. And now, of course I would continue to fill that in, but I'm going to go on to another tangle. So this is one of my favorite tangles. Really love these big leaves. So I'm going to draw the stem. And then I'm going to draw a wavy line out here. And at the end, close to the stem, I make it much wider. And then I'm just going to fill one side with lines. That gives it a really nice look. And if I want to, I could come in here and do checkerboards in that stem. And then of course I would take my larger pen in order to fill these a little more expediently. And then let me just show you a little bit about shading. So now this is a really nice leaf shape. I'm just taking my pencil. I don't want to use the point of it. I want to sort of use it on the side, a nice soft pencil. I'm going to do that on both sides of the leaf. And then I'm going to take a little paper stump, or I could use my finger, and spread that shading out. And now that gives the leaf a lot of nice dimension. So I just wanted to show you how to do the tangles. So now I have my 4 tiles that I use that circle effect in, and I use the same tangles. Let me show you how these go together just magically. Remember, here is that checkered zag that I showed you how to draw. Here are 4 of the leaf shapes that I showed you, and all of these other tangle patterns were taken from that book. So let me show you something else that's sort of magic about these circle templates. I can turn these and get a totally different pattern, or I can turn these, get a totally different pattern. Because wherever you are, these circles are going to line up to something. Or I could actually put them in a row and create something like this. So these collage puzzles are so much fun to do. I hope you'll enjoy doing this. And you can just move them around any way you want, switch them around, sort of a switcheroo, and every time it's a little bit different configuration.